Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and today I'm doing a book haul. It's a different book haul actually for me. One of the books here I think I might have bought myself. I'm not sure, I don't remember doing it, but maybe I pre-ordered it. But all the other books on this list are books that were very kindly sent me by Mr. Bees, which is an independent bookshop in Bath in the UK. Every year I book a book spa with Mr. Bees. Well, I get that as a gift normally for Christmas from my husband, and I go up to Bath, stay in a B&B, an Airbnb, and do this book spa where you spend some time with the bookseller. They pick some sort of tailored books for you, and you can pick from those or pick from the bookshop, and it's just a really lovely way to spend time. This year I was meant to be doing that with the lovely Tracy from Flamingo Reads. We'd both got our book spas, it was all planned, booked in, paid for. And then unfortunately COVID happened and that didn't happen. And although they very kindly said that they could move the date for us till sort of next year, etc., it doesn't feel like it might happen. I don't know. I'm not hopeful at the moment that everything's going to sort itself out as quickly as I'd like. So I talked to them about different options, and the thing we came to was that they would give me the amount of money that the book spa was worth in books. And obviously I read a lot of books, so I asked them if I could send them my Amazon wish list, and that maybe they could use that to help them to pick the books that they were going to send me, because there's about 500 books I should think on that list. So they could go through, pick books that they thought looked interesting or ones that they'd read and would recommend, and then their wholesaler would then send them to me. So they didn't buy them through Amazon, they did it through their wholesaler, and they have picked such a great selection. So the first one is a non-fiction, and it's Bee Quest by Dave Goulson. I mean, if you've been on this channel and watched this channel for any time, you'll know I am bee obsessed. I'm a little bit scared of bees, but I am bee obsessed. I just want to know so much about them. I think they're fascinating. And the book that really drew me in to learn more about the bees is the fiction book Bees by Lalin Paul, which was just a fascinating fictional depiction from the point of view of a bee, which has a lot of factual elements incorporated into it, so much so that I was just like, that can't be true. Is that really true? Is that how it happens? And that led me down the rabbit hole of bee books. So this one is, it says, a hunt for the world's most elusive bees leads Dave Goulson from Poland to Patagonia, as well as closer to home amongst the secret places hidden right under our noses, the abandoned industrial estates where great crested newts roam, or the rewilded estate at Knepp Castle, where with the aid of some hairy bluebell-eating Tamworth pigs, nightingale song has been heard for the first time in generations. So I think this is going to be more than just about bees. There's going to be other natural elements in there, but I'm really excited about this, so that was a great pick. They also picked this book, which I am hearing nothing but amazing things about, and that is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. It was with a bit of trepidation that I put this onto my list, in fact, because I haven't had the best track record myself with N.K. Jemisin books. They've maybe just been a bit too involved for me. I don't know. I really struggled to get my head round the 5th season, and I didn't get on with it as much as everybody else does, but everyone is raving about this and the premise sounds great, so I'm definitely going to give it a go. So this is a fantasy set in New York, and I don't know too much more than that, but I just think, I'm hoping that I can get on board with it because people seem to absolutely adore this one. The next one they sent me is a sequel to a book that I read, I think earlier this year, and I really enjoyed. I listened to it on audio, and I might do the same with this. That was Foundryside, and this is Shorefall by Robert Jackson Bennett. So this is obviously the second book in the series, so I don't want to spoil anything, but I believe it sort of follows on from where the last one left off. It was one of those ones that just sort of grew and grew as the story went on. They're quite big books. This one's sort of, you know, 500 pages, and they're quite big sort of format, and but you really just get a sense of pace towards the middle and end of the book when everything starts to sort of click together, and you get your brain around the world and the sort of magic systems, etc. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. The next one they sent me is one that I put on my TBR or my wish list years ago, I think now, and just hadn't got round to picking it up, but I'm really pleased they picked it because I've been thinking about it a bit recently actually. It's called The Kitchen House by Kathleen Grissom. I hadn't heard much about this, but I had heard a booktuber talk about it years ago, which is what prompted me to put it on my TBR in the first place. And this is about a girl called Lavinia. She's an Irish orphan, and she is brought over to this plantation, I believe. Is it a plant? Yeah, a wealthy plantation in Virginia, and she's sort of absorbed into this life within the kitchens there. And you know, she grows up and she's sort of brought up really, and becomes part of this family of black slaves. But she is a white child, and so she always is obviously set apart as she grows older. She is torn between sort of this family that she's become part of, and then you know, the white plantation and the life of being a white woman and what that means for her. This next book is called Plainsong by Kent Haruf, and I think it's a duology. It may be more than that, but there's definitely two, and this is the first one, and it's set in Colorado. It's about a man bringing up two sons by himself, and in the same town there is also a pregnant teenage girl, and she is taken in by two people within the town, and I'm not quite sure how it all fits together, but it sounds brilliant. Roddy Doyle has said magnificent and mesmerising. It says so delicate and lovely, it has the power to exalt the reader, by the New York Times. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this, and I can't remember why it's on my TBR or where I heard about it, but I'm really pleased that it's now in my hands. Next is a book called Black Enough, Stories of Being Young and Black in America. This is edited by Ibi Zaboy, and it's one that's been on my radar for a while. I've wanted to get it, but just I don't know why. There's been so many other things, and actually I haven't been buying many books recently, so I'm pleased that they picked this one for me. It says black is male, black is female, black is urban, black is rural, black is rich and poor, black is mixed race, black is more. There are countless ways to be black enough. And there's various different people and authors writing in this, writing for teens, and it's a collection, it says, of captivating stories of what it's like to be young and black in America. And then the last one that they sent me is another one that's been on my TBR for quite a while, and that is The Year of the Runaways by Sanjeev Sahota. I'll read you the back of this because it's always better than my synopsis. It says, Tochi, Avatar and Randeep have fled India for a new home in England, where bound by secrets, haunted by history and in pursuit of hope, they try to find a toehold in a country that seems utterly foreign. Tochi and Avatar have no real papers, but Randeep is the lucky one, married to Narinda, his visa wife, living on the other side of town. She has her own reasons for trying to help him, but what price have they paid for their dreams? And so I'm hoping this will give me Sari vibes, or I don't know, but I think it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be looking at obviously immigrants and immigration, and people who are living maybe in the country illegally, I don't know, but I'm really pleased that they picked this one. And then the book that I'm not quite sure where it's come from, but probably me, I probably pre-ordered it, is Where Dreams Descend by Janella Anglaise. So apparently this is the romantic first book in a debut Kingdom of Cards fantasy duology where magic is celebrated and feared and no heart is left unscathed. And I believe we're following three characters, the two people that are sort of fighting some sort of competition, magicians, it says, facing off in a daring game of magical feats to find who will be the next headliner of the conquering circus. And then we've got the judge of this, who's sort of a jaded judge, I suppose, who's lost his way, I think. I'm intrigued. I wonder if the two people competing against each other are going to fall in love. I must have heard good things about this, and so I'm going to read it. It's romantic and magical. It gives me sort of night circus vibes, so I'm looking forward to picking this one up soon. So those are the books that have come into the house recently. Have you read any of these? Can you recommend any of them? What's come into your house recently? Anything interesting that you think I should add to my wish list? I'm trying not to buy off it at the moment. I'm trying to read the books that I've got, but you know, there's always room for a few more, maybe. Anyway, I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.